What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our late night news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. Over the course of this video, we're going to be discussing Liverpool's growing interest in Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen, the price tag that seemingly the Reds have put on Ibrahim Konate's head should they have to sell. And we're going to discuss Real Madrid's growing interest in the centre-back position, including Dean Huijsen. That and lots more to come, and a little bit as well on a centre-back that Liverpool have been linked to from the Premier League. All of that over the next few minutes, but you know the score. I want to know your thoughts. So let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's start off with Football Insider, who say that Liverpool have now opened talks with Bayer Leverkusen for the signing of Jeremy Frimpong. The Premier League champions apparently see Frimpong as Trent Alexander-Arnold's replacement. Now, we know he's got a €35 million release clause. We know that he wouldn't be a like-for-like with Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. But there are growing reports that Liverpool's interest in Frimpong is sincere. I still don't know whether to believe it or not. Do let me know in the comment section what you guys are thinking on this one. Him and Bradley would give us, well, a varied attacking option at right back. You could as well make an argument that Frimpong could cover Mohamed Salah, as I've mentioned previously. But these reports aren't going away. And at €35 million, which is about £28-29 million, it could be a pretty good piece of business. So let me know your thoughts on that. Firstly, do you believe it or not? Now we're going to speak about the price of Ibrahim Konate, because according to reports coming from Spain, Liverpool value Konate at about €100 million as things currently stand, which Madrid are unwilling to pay, said this report. Look, Liverpool don't want to lose Konate. I think that's clear. But according to James Pearson, I'll move on to speak about this in a moment, there's still a gap in what Liverpool are offering Konate and what he and his camp are looking for. €100 million seems a little bit high to me for a player that has 1 year to go in his contract, but this could be a keep away or stay away price. Now, we're going to speak about Real Madrid's plans in a moment as they look to continue their pursuit of centre-backs and high-profile signings that are running down their contract. But I've always said I think PSG are the ones to be most concerned about regarding Ibrahim Konate, and I do hope that the Reds can get that contract situation sorted soon, but more on that to come in a couple of moments. Let's speak about more reports coming from Spain, and this time they say that Real Madrid are actively pursuing Dean Huijsen, but won't pay a ridiculous price for him. Their interest has now increased, according to this report. Look, I'm fed up of hearing about Real Madrid at this point. We have the whole Trent Alexander-Arnold circus. Now we have the stuff about them looking for Konate. I'm just done with it. I hope Liverpool and Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes can put them in their place this summer, get the targets that we want, and stop any of our players being lured away to the Santiago Bernabeu with the promise of high wages, because that seems to be the plan. They bring in young players that they pay a high value for with transfer fees but give them low wages, and then they, for the senior players or the established players, the modus operandi at the minute seems to be get them to run down their contract and then pay them high wages with, of course, no transfer fee. Dean Huijsen is going to cost £50 million. We know that. That's the buyout clause in his Bournemouth deal. I don't know what Huijsen's preference would be. There's been lots of talk to say he sees his future lies in the Premier League. So hopefully, in the Premier League. So hopefully he isn't going to be tempted away and the Reds can get that one done. As I mentioned earlier on, Ian Wright believes that Liverpool have already got a deal in place for Kirk, so let's wait and see on that one. Now, Paul Joyce has been writing about Liverpool and Trent and quite how long ago Liverpool started serious negotiations. This piece here said Liverpool's first serious approach to Trent over extending his deal came in April 2024, 14 months before his deal was due to expire. So as you can see, the Reds were trying to get this sorted out as quickly as they could. They needed to know who Jurgen Klopp's replacement was going to be. Trent needed to know what direction the club was going in. But they did try to make a play to keep him at the club. They did offer him wages that would probably eclipse the ones that he's getting at Real Madrid. So as I've mentioned numerous times, I think this was in the works. Even Arsene Wenger has been saying that he believes that Trent move has been in the works for at least 2 years as Trent intentionally ran down his Liverpool deal. Right, now, Marca reporting that Real Madrid are set to wait for William Saliba and Ibrahim Konate to become free agents so they can sign both of them for nothing. Now, look, I don't know what to make of this. Saliba has been mentioned with Real Madrid numerous times, but I'm sure Arsenal would rather sell him and recoup a fee if he let it be known that he wouldn't sign on the new deal there. And I don't know enough about Arsenal to let you know what's happening with that. But for Ibu, look, we know we need to get things sorted out, and it needs to be sorted out quickly. James Pearce has been writing about this, and this is what he had to say about Konate's contract situation. There is a big concern there. He said, I think this summer in terms of, because I was told there was still a hefty gap between what Konate's camp were looking for and what was on the table. If a compromise isn't reached, then Liverpool will have to consider their options. And of course, what that really means is if a compromise can't be reached, Liverpool will have to sell because they don't want to let Ibrahim Konate leave for free. The thoughts of 2 first-team starters leaving for free in consecutive seasons, that's not going to sit well with Liverpool fans. So it's either get closer to what Konate wants, or the club have that decision to make about moving him on and reinvesting that money. And speaking about that, Dave O.C. Kopp has said, exclusive, Murillo is one of the centre-backs under consideration by Liverpool ahead of the summer transfer window. Signed from Corinthians in August 2023 for just £10.6 million, the 22-year-old has made over 60 Premier League appearances. Problem with this is, he signed a new contract earlier on this year, I believe. I don't know if there's a buyout clause in it, but it would certainly strengthen Nottingham Forest's hand. Now, if they miss out on Champions League football altogether, perhaps Murillo could be tempted away, or perhaps they would be tempted into selling. But as of right now, I would say treat this one with a massive pinch of salt. We know Hoyson is a player Liverpool are looking at. We know Jarell Haddo is another one that Liverpool have looked at. But quite how strong our interest would be in Murillo, I'm not sure. He's a very good player. We've mentioned this as we've spoken on streams quite a bit throughout the season. But I'm going to need a bit more than Dave O.C. Kopp coming out with what he claims to be an exclusive on this one. I do want to know your thoughts, though, on the whole situation with Julian Alvarez that we spoke about last night. That one still has me intrigued, and I'm trying to figure out if there is any chance. I can't see Darwin Núñez going over to play with River Plate. I just don't think they'll be able to afford his wages, and I've no doubt that they would love to have him for the Club World Cup. But Liverpool are going to have to look after Liverpool's best interests here, and if what Sam Maguire wrote was correct, then use Darwin in that make-way deal to try to sign Julian Alvarez. But again, we will see over the coming months. So to recap on this one, Real Madrid sniffing around Hoyson, Real Madrid sniffing around Ibrahim Konate, a gap between what Liverpool are willing to offer Ibu for a new deal versus what Ibrahim Konate's camp are asking for. We also spoke about Jeremy Frimpong and whether Liverpool will actively pursue that deal as they start negotiations. And by I mean pursue the deal, it's one thing just asking the parameters of a deal to the club, but then you got to obviously get into it with the player, get an agreement on wages and all that kind of stuff. So fingers crossed as the next couple of weeks unfolds, we start to become a bit clearer of who exactly it is that Liverpool are going after. Do feel free though to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Again, really appreciate your support. The channel's going from strength to strength, and we wouldn't be able to do it without your help. So we'll talk soon, my friends. Much love. Bye-bye.